I think that Xavi will be the next coach. If he is preparing himself as a coach. But I think that for him would be great this season, but I'm not a friend of him.
What you just saw is an exclusive piece of footage recorded by none other than our boss Marco pre-COVID when he interviewed Laporta face-to-face. In case you're interested in the full interview, the link to that will be in the description. Things have come to a similar condition now in 2021, and Laporta's ideology towards Xavi hasn't really changed. So welcome everybody to a brand new video, and today we will be talking about the current situation in Barcelona, the coaching situation, possible replacements, and of course, stay tuned for more of the exclusive footage of none other than President Joan Laporta. As the 21-22 transfer window ended, Barcelona were struck with a tremendous loss of Lionel Messi. However, if we put that aside for a minute, we really did have a good transfer window, offloading some very high wage earners like GRIEZMANN and securing some great talents like Memphis Depay and Sergio Aguero for free. To top it off, we also signed Eric Garcia and Luke de Jong, both of whom were requested by Ronald Koeman himself in order to strengthen his style of play. Barcelona had a good run in the pre-season, managing to even beat Juventus by a large goal margin in the Joan Gamper Trophy, and the emergence of such promising youngsters left the fan hoping a lot from a season which was originally supposed to be just a rebuild season. However, as the season kicked off, we saw what really was in store for us: the massive 3-0 loss to Bayern in the UCL, and even the inability to beat teams like Athletic Bilbao, Granada, and even Cadiz. Though dependent on various reasons, the main thing which can be attributed to this is Ronald Koeman's extreme defensive style of play, somewhat biased starting lineups, and the utter inability to adapt and form creative attacking strategies. Every match, as we have discussed time and time again in the podcast, as well as our live watch-alongs, almost all of Koeman's attacks have been in the form of crosses into the penalty box out from the wings, an approach that was easily anticipated and prevented by most teams. Despite having one of the best midfields in Europe, we saw them link up only once every full moon, with Busquets dropping deep to play the role of a third centre-back most of the time, which inevitably created vacuum in a very important area that attributes to building up through the midfield, and Frenkie de Jong and Pedri having the primary role of just circulating the ball and supplying it to the wing-backs instead of creating themselves, left the attacking prowess of Barcelona crippled. Therefore, unsurprisingly, Ronald Koeman is not gonna be our coach for long. Now the question arises, who will replace him? Who indeed fits our philosophy? Who will indeed use our youngsters properly? Who, at the end of the day, is actually available to join our team mid-season and on short notice? A few names have surfaced regarding the situation in the last few days, the primary ones being Ten Hag, Albert Capellas, Roberto Martinez with Thierry Henry as his assistant, and yes, of course, the fan favorite, the best midfielder of all time, Xavi. Starting with the Ajax coach, who obviously coaching the team he's coaching, uses youngsters a lot. Add that to the fact that his style of play is indeed eye-catching and commendable, as amply stated by the scoreline of their last UCL match, and we have a coach that is very suitable for the Barca job and who was my personal favorite for it. Unfortunately, the rumors were dismissed as quickly as they were circulated, as Ten Hag himself stated that all of them were false. Moving on to Albert Capellas, the former Danish under-21, the one who is 100% available to the club and is the personal favorite of Juan, the analytics guy of our team. That in itself is enough to state his quality and justify his praise, but there are some other accolades that set him a notch higher than the rest. Quoting Juan, in the Euros 2021, Capellas' Danish under-21 team only went out on penalties, never losing in regular time. They notably also won against France's under-21, which says a lot given France's talents. Capellas was hired by the Danish team for his vision of football, with the basis of Cruyff's ideology, as he watched the trainings in person when Cruyff still had open training sessions to the public. Capellas developed his pressing ideas at Dortmund as assistant coach. This is why Capellas was hired by the Danish national team. He believes in the 3 Ps: position, possession, and pressure. He oversaw the development of several Danish first-team players. He also used to be La Masia's coordinator before he left after Rosell and Bartomeu took over Barca's presidency. The club has already started to change at the grassroots level after his appointment, and this is widely regarded by the fans. In fact, almost 100% of the fans are in favor of him being an interim manager for the rest of the season, while we go for Xavi or Gallardo next season. The next candidate in line is of course Roberto Martinez. Having coached Everton from 2013 to 16 and having been the Belgium national team coach ever since, the only thing he surely has under his sleeve is experience. Add that to the fact that he might be having Thierry Henry as his assistant, he is definitely a solid option. However, the last thing his long coaching career has been is, well, remarkable. He's been a bang average manager to say the least and has failed to win the last Euros even with Belgium's golden generation. This is where the fans object and say that they would rather have an unproven, inexperienced manager like Xavi than a proven mediocre manager like Roberto Martinez. However, when you put yourself in Joan Laporta's shoes, it is a very much harder decision to take. Last but definitely not the least, we have Xavi. This snippet of Al Saad's side is enough to explain why he is so hyped. However, what the fans fail to realize is that La Liga is a different style of tournament, and the things might not go the same way here as it went there. Maybe that is what Laporta has realized, and the last thing he wants is to Xavi to be slandered if, by any chance, his tactics fail to impress as well in La Liga as they did for Al Saad. That is why, according to reports, Laporta wants Xavi to coach the B team first. Xavi, on the other hand, wants to coach the A team only, as he is very confident in himself. Numerous reliable reports right now are saying that the competition for the next Barcelona coach is only between Roberto Martinez and Xavi, a very hard decision indeed that Laporta must take. Should he go for a renowned, experienced coach with little flair, or go for a homegrown talent with massive potential and affinity to the Barcelona style of play to rebuild the current Barcelona squad? In the coming days, we will know. But here is what Laporta had to say about Xavi a few years back, and it doesn't look like his outlook has changed in the recent days.
I think that Xavi will be the next coach. If he is preparing himself as a coach. But I think that for him it would be great this season, but I'm not I'm a friend of him, but I'm not his agent, to go to Girona or to go to kind of these clubs in order to suffer.
Barça B maybe?
Suffer in the third division.
Yeah.
Barça B maybe?
Why not to do
Barça B.
Barça B.
Barça B.
Maybe.
Barça is another option. But
Not straight to the first team. Not straight to Barça.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that is it for today, Qs. Hope you enjoyed the video and that we could provide you with some valuable insight to the current situation. If you're new, consider subscribing to our channel for more quality content, and we will meet again very soon in the Levante match live watch along, in which we will likely see Ansu Fati. Goodbye, Coolers.